Shalom, family. Shalom. Glory be to God, and blessed be the Lamb, the only God worthy following, the only God worthy of sacrificing and dying for, the Holy Creator and the beginning of all things, and end of all things, beginning of all things that will ever be, that will ever come, that will ever pass, the only God worthy of our worship. Think I'm making God blush. I'm gonna stop. He, he already thinks, well, here it goes. He wants some special favors. What is it this time? Yeah, I'd like to order up a wife, two kids, a 4-bedroom house, white picket fence, and probably a German Shepherd, and maybe a Doberman. And make sure that she likes dogs and uh, okay, I'm not going to get any of that, am I? So I should just stop right there. Okay, I won't embarrass myself. Didn't hurt to ask. Anyway, shalom. Shalom. Isaiah chapter 46. Baal has bowed down. Nebo stoops over. Their images are consigned to the beast and the cattle. Things that you carry are burdensome, a load for the weary beast. They stooped over. They have bowed down together. They could not rescue the burden, but have themselves gone into captivity. Baal and Nebu used to think of themselves as gods. Some people still think of them as gods. Indeed, you should know that all gods have bowed down. All would-be gods have stooped over. No one wants to stand in the face of the absolute God and still call themselves a god. It would be deadly. It would receive retribution. So I would tell humankind this: whatever you worship outside of the Almighty is already been dealt with and in captivity. Chapter 46, chapter verse 3. Listen to me, O house of Jacob, and all of the remnant of the house of Israel, you who have been born by me from birth and have been carried from the womb, even unto your old age. Now you listen to me, O house of Jacob. African Americans, that be you. That be you, mostly you. Hold on, I'm gonna wrap this up. House of Jacob and the house of Israel. Excuse me. The house of Israel is your modern day African American. We we know this because they still engage in the same things that resulted in the whole 12 tribes being taken into captivity. The same things that we see out of them today, its willingness to be everything that everyone else is, even though they don't look nothing like nothing around them. They have to spend money to make themselves look like them, and they can only go as far as skin lighteners, hair straighteners, wigs, weaves. It's all physical. In no way can they ever be physically assimilated. But God, they do try hard, don't they? They spend billions of dollars on this annually. Speaking of the house of Israel. Now, here's what you're up against. You up against the house of Judah. I am of the house of Judah. I I am the lion. I am the lion of the tribe of Judah, as they would say. I go by many names. Here come the sirens. They are upset. Even the pastors are saying, don't do it. He's figured it out. He figured out that we are international Negroes, have been thousands of years, and we can sleep with everybody, everything. If they'll sleep with it, we sleep with it. If they'll eat it, we'll eat it. If they do it, we'll do it. Then, nigga, that's how we've been living. Now, let's not make a big ass joke of scripture. Now, come on now. You just stop it. Anyway, chapter 5. Chapter 46, verse 5. To whom would you liken me and make me equal? Who would you compare me to, that we should be alike? Those who lavish gold from the purse and weigh silver on the scale. Hire a goldsmith, and he make it into God? They bow down. Indeed, they worship it. They lift it upon thy shoulder and carry it. They set it in its place, and it stands there. It does not move from its place, though though one may cry unto it, it cannot answer. It cannot ever deliver him from his distress. Remember this and be assured. You should recall it in mind, you transgressors. Remember the former things long past, for I am God, and there is no other. I am God, and there is no one like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times things which have not yet been done, saying, my purpose shall be established, and I will accomplish all my good pleasure, calling a bird of prey from the east, the man of my purpose from a far country. Truly I have spoken. Truly I will bring it to pass. I have planned it, and surely it will be. Wow. So, children of Israel, we got a problem. We got a problem. Now, at one point, there was there was there was two ruling kings. We all know how that would end violently. So the house of Israel was split into two. Okay, Israel. Some of the tribes had decided that whatever land that they had came across, or that they had expanded into or otherwise conquered, they were to do the exact same, the exact opposite of what God said do. Like, don't take wives of them. Don't eat their food. Don't worship their gods. He said a list of things. Well, the house of Israel violated every one of them. So imagine how they felt when the house of Judah rose up, not only against them, but against neighboring nations. What would they do? Well, back then they showed what they would do: join up with the other nations, and they still do it today, right here in America. So when you see anything on TV, this is why I say you they're not of you. They're not talking about you. And the white man knows this. Edom knows this. He knows this. And they know this. Both of them know this. But one of the things that that God specifically said was about sorcery, witchcraft, soothsaying, things of that nature. Something I spoke on maybe yesterday, Friday night, and it was posted yesterday, or it was published yesterday. As far as I'm concerned, it's like I said, if it's in this book, this holy book, that's all I have to see. I won't question it. If the book says this, then that's what I'm going to do. If God say I hate this, then I'm going to hate it. If God say I love this, then I'm going to love that. I don't go around picking and freaking choosing. Okay? I don't do that one. If the book say it, it is. And that's just how it is. Anyway, in the same book of Isaiah, to all you who would practice witchcraft, or think that you would practice witchcraft, we really have a wild hair in our ass, especially you daughters of Zion. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 12. This is God's rebuttal, and it would be mine, as you already know, except mine was more contemporary and spiced up. Stand fast. He's talking to you witches and soothsayers and wood-beers and devil worshippers. He says, stand fast now in your spells and in your many sorceries with which you have labored from your youth. Perhaps you will be able, perhaps you will be able to profit. Perhaps you may cause trembling. You are wearied with your many counsels. Let now the astrologers, those who may prophesy about the stars, who also those who predict by the new moons, stand up and save you from what will come. Behold, they have become like stubble. Fire burns them. They shall not deliver themselves from from that power of the flame. There there will be no coal to warm by, now nor a fire to warm you. So have those become to you with whom you have labored, who have trafficked with you from your youth. Each has wandered in his own way. There is none to save you. There's none to save you. So what is he saying? I'm going to kill you. I just went straight to the point. I'm going to kill you. Real simple here. I just went straight to the point. And you know why? Because he said so. He says in Micah, which is my daughter's name, Micah, chapter 5, verse 12, I will, I shall cut off sorceries from your hand, and you will have fortune tellers no more. I will cut off your I will cut off your carved images and your sacred pillars from amongst you, so that you will no longer bow down to the work of your hands. I will root out your Asherim from amongst you, and I will destroy your cities, and I will execute vengeance and anger and wrath on all nations which have disobeyed. Now, I could take you further in the Revelation. So it's like I was saying, it's easy enough for me. I make no distinction. I make no distinction. I know the rules and I go by them. The rules say if you come across a vampire, look for holy water and sharp sticks. So when I see vampires, I look for holy water and sharp stakes. Okay? There's no distinction for me. So don't be upset with me. But I said from the very beginning, If it's in that book, then you good. If it's not in that book, then I'm probably going to want to hurt you. That's the truth. And whatever is spelled out in that book shall be. That's what will be. There is no way out of it. There is no way out of it except to save yourself through a very specific belief and have faith in it. Otherwise, I promise you, you shall perish. Just as that book say, mountains will wax, melt. Nations will, well, you know what? Let me tell you, by the very fact of me even being alive at this moment in time has put this world in an upheaval, turmoil. By my very existence, I didn't have to say anything. By my very existence has changed everything. Everything has changed. Everything. So I said that to say this. Why don't you make it easy on me and just find Jesus, Yeshua, whatever you choose to call him. And then that way we don't have to have this unnecessary fight, which will result in bloodshed, gnashing of teeth, and death. But the book says clearly, I should hate you and that he's going to crush you and that I know that I am the Lamb and I am the wrath of God. And it also says he will use wrath against you. So what am I supposed to do? You got me boxed in. You got me boxed in here. What you want me to do? Break the rules? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You know what happens to beings like me that break rules? There are consequences. Besides, I couldn't even if I wanted to. Because everything that God wills and wants and says as a command, you kind of have to do it. You can't even think of doing it. He just like that. So I couldn't do it even if I tried. I couldn't do it even if I tried. No, you have to come home. Particularly Jacob and Israel have a problem. The house of Judah has a problem with the house of Israel. The house of Israel is a problem to the house of Judah. Always have been. And give you an example. If you knew anything about, say, the Canaanites, or the Nicolaitans, or the Philistines, or any other race that has some vile, filth-oriented ass culture. But let's start out with the freaking Canaanites. Ain't shit they wouldn't do. Nothing. And they worshipped Balak, I think. I could be wrong about that. They worshipped the Balak. And for some reason, Balak had convinced them that everything is okay. So they went by their flesh. Man, goodness gracious. It's Sunday night. It would be profane. Let me see if I can make it short and just clean it up. They slept with everything and each other. Mama with son, daddy with, boy, goodness, any combination that you can possibly think of, they was right there on it like Johnny on the goddamn spot. And not only that, they ate anything. They hardly ever bathed, and they stunk to high heaven. Jeez, but that didn't stop the house of Israel. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That didn't stop them. And they went right up in there, and they started slinging and banging, mixing and matching. Now, later on, mostly the tribe of Judah would rise up against the Canaanites and kill all of them. Man, woman, and child. All of them. So imagine once again how the house of Israel felt as their former lovers fell to the sword. Okay? I just want you to look at the psychological aspect. They would do it later with the Nicolaitans. They would do it intermediately, I think, with the Philistines. Don't quote me on that. They might have went in there up, for real. But wherever they went, they just had to do it. Okay? And they felt like they shouldn't have to obey God. So they made their own gods. Even if they had to take on the other culture's gods and their beliefs. They hated God that much. So I would like to ask the house of Israel tonight, what God do to you? No, don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't even try to answer that. But listen, they have been a thorn in the side of the Negro masses from the beginning. From the beginning. Their latest mix and match is with the house of Esau, Edom. This is nothing new for them. And they do it in the exact same way throughout the centuries. Okay? Are they truly of Israel? Yeah. They are actually Negroes. But from that other house, that if we'd listen to when God told us, go kill them, all of them, like you did the Canaanites. This is God said, but he didn't use those words. Judah went to God, or let's just say a tribe of Israel, went to God and said, hey, they're over here breaking all of the rules, and you getting mad at everybody, and we can't stop them. God said, well then, slay yourselves. Now, slay yourselves meant that brother got to go over here, and he has to shoot, maim, stab, kill, and maul, and assault the other brother that's acting a damn fool, or man, else everybody is going to be punished as the entire house. Was that fair? Well, then that's what they are right now. Today, they're still there. They are your bureaucrats. They are your political class. They are your professional class. Okay? The house of Judah is everything but that. Do not think that they are not aware. Do not think that the house of Edom is not aware of who they are. So what I'm basically saying is this is an old issue, an old problem. Israel, the house of Israel, has decided that for all practical purposes that it's going to fall with the house of Edom. It has decided that it's going to take on Edom's wrath, its portion of wrath, along with Edom. You look no further than the UN. I was watching the UN earlier, safely. Everybody felt safe. We all good. They understand that this was personal. They ain't done nothing of such magnitude to cause such a scenario, whatever. But a member of the house of Israel, rest of the world, do not, I've said this before, they have nothing to do with us at all. Can you imagine a black woman saying that the Palestinians who have been there a very long time, hundreds and hundreds of years, all right? And because someone else has showed up and said, that's our land, get off of it. We've been gone 3,000 years. You need to get up off that land. It's ours. She says, can you imagine this? This is where the house of Israel is very useful. Whatever Edom can't possibly say with a straight face, they find a face of the house of Israel. And then you start to saying African American and black and Negro. No, you can. Sometimes these terms are interchangeable. Sometimes they are not. They are not. But this mammy, hold up, stop right there. The mammy on the slave plantation was an overly masculine, Tyler Perry looking ass woman that was often overweight, built like a fullback, a linebacker or some shit, and she kept order over the rest of the slaves, mostly through the use of the women slaves. Long story short, this woman stands up, sits her fat. Calm down, Daryl. Calm down. Now remember the Lord. Remember the Lord. All right. Let me take a deep breath here. She said, unless certain elements, listen. Her words. You got to understand that certain elements have to be met before a nation can call itself a state. Can you imagine such a thing out of a black mouth of any variety? Any variety. But yet here she is thinking, I'm just in America. And, I'm no longer look at my hair. Don't you know how much money I spend on this? Hell, I've defeated white women with this hair. Hell is wrong with you? Have not I arrived? Don't I deserve to sit my white ass up in the UN chair and espouse views of my master? You know he'll beat me every other day, right? Plus he gives me good money. Anyway, think about that. A black woman says another people shouldn't have a state until another people say that they agree that they have a state. I can't even fathom a more European thing, a more Western idea, but it comes out of a black mouth. There you go, folks. There you go. That is the house of Israel. See how she agrees with everything that the people around her agree with, and she doesn't really have her own view. Her only view is that of a white guy, and those other white guys, and those other non-black guys. Okay? And that is our issue. They have made themselves enemies of the tribe of Judah and God. And you can tell them I said it. So we're not really giving a damn about what they feel or think. They escaped last time. God said you should slay them or make them slay you. You didn't listen. You didn't listen, but in the future, you're going to listen. Many of them will die. Most of them will take part in not only their portion of wrath, but Edom's portion of wrath for just standing right next to him. Okay? They know that they're on their way out. Just like Edom knows it's on its way out. Just like Western culture knows it's on its way out. Just like Western imperialism and Western colonization knows it's on its way out. It all knows it's on its way out. All of it knows this, and there's nothing it can do about it. Zero. Nothing they can do. At all. Imagine that. So when I tell you, when you have excited a God that has the power to annihilate you, not just you, but the planet which you own it, then, and you understand that this God is intent on ending not only you, but everything that you have built, well, then you are going to do anything to not have that happen. But the only thing that they can do is repent. Repent. That's the only thing that they can do. Period. Otherwise, there is no way out. We are long past them being God's chosen people. They have chosen not to be God's people. So God agrees. We don't recognize them. We don't know them. They don't walk like us, talk like us, think like us, have the same needs, have the same desires, and society gives them what they need and desire, and they nurture them into whatever their current culture is. So all society supports it. It is the tribe of Judah that is the outsider. So I just wanted my people to know that, and I wanted Edom to understand that we know that, you know that, and we want you to alert Israel that we know that they know, and you know, we know. You know what I'm trying to say. That everybody know, we know. And we already said that I mean, for the sake of peace, we should separate. And that's what we want to do for the sake of peace. Secondly, reparations are not to be paid to the house of Israel. Reparations should be paid to the house of Judah, not Israel. Israel has taken part in the very system that it now supports in genocide, and it also freaking supports this system in not giving you reparation. Once again, showing you that they're not of you. So we're going to just have to do the ass, ain't we? At some future point, we're going to just have to do them. All right? Even the horse agrees. It's 7:21, and the horse is named as an exclamation point. That's it. I've seen enough. But he agrees. Unfortunately, enjoy the rest of your evening. We are source. We are seven. We are one.